Hey everyone, this is Heidi with another knitting video tutorial. In this video, we're going to tackle the Japanese feather stitch, which is a really interesting and easy to work motif for your knitting. To work the Japanese feather stitch, you're going to need to cast on a multiple of 11 stitches plus 1. So for demonstration's sake, I've done 12 stitches just to show you one repeat of this really interesting stitch. So for rows 1 through 5, you're going to knit wrong side rows like this. So we're going to do knit the first stitch, purl 10 stitches, and knit the last stitch. And then on right side rows, you'll do just the opposite. So you'll purl 1, knit 10, and then purl 1. So that is rows 1 through 5. You do that just turning your work to right and wrong sides. Then on row 6, things start to get a little bit more interesting. So row 6, we're going to start with a purl 1, like so. And then we're going to knit 1, and then we will yarn over and knit 1 3 times. So there's our first yarn over, knit 1, our second yarn over, knit 1, and our third yarn over, knit 1. Like so. So those yarn overs create 3 little eyelets right here. And now for the rest of the row, we're going to slip, slip, knit 3 times. Slip, slip, knit, slip, slip, knit, and our third slip, slip, knit. And when we come to that last stitch, we'll purl 1. So that's row 6 of this repeating pattern. And now on the wrong side, we will, like we do on the wrong side all the time in this pattern, knit 1, purl 10, and then knit 1. So what's repeating in this stitch is the 11 stitches framed with 1 extra stitch. So if you want to keep track of the repeats, just remember that it's the 11 stitches that repeat across. And then that's framed on the wrong side by knit stitches. Now back to the right side, we're on row 8. And now we're going to start with purl 1 and knit 1. And now instead of doing yarn over, knit 1 3 times, we're doing knit 1, yarn over 3 times. So what this does by doing knit 1, yarn over 3 times is stagger the placement of the eyelets. So then you get kind of like a checkerboard effect in your finished stitch. When I finish demonstrating this, I'll show you what it looks like on this larger swatch I've got hanging out over here. All right, so that was knit 1, yarn over 3 times, and now we'll slip, slip, knit 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and end purl 1. Like so. So now, just like before, on the wrong side of our work, we'll knit 1 and purl 10, and finish it off with another knit 1. All right, now for row 10, we're going to do the same exact thing that we did in row 6. So since I've already shown you that, we're going to skip that for now. So let's look at this swatch that I was talking about a minute ago. So right here, you can see in this Japanese feather stitch that our work sways back and forth quite a bit. It has a really beautiful effect, and I think that this would look gorgeous as a wrap or a cowl or a scarf in particular, because you can make the most of the rickrack shape that's kind of formed by working this stitch. So in this swatch right here, I've done 2 repeats of those 11 stitches. So this was a cast on of 23 stitches, and then I've worked rows 1 through 5 to here, and then rows 6 through 10 to here. You know these are rows 6 through 10 because of the eyelets. And you can see how alternating the placement of the eyelets has this really beautiful kind of natural, like nature-inspired look that I think will look really beautiful in different knitting projects. So let me show you the second half of this stitch. So far we've gone to the right in our creation of this stitch, and now we're going to take a turn and head to the left, forming the second half. So the Japanese feather stitch is worked over a course of 28 rows, but there's really only about 4 or 5 different rows you actually need to work. It's just a matter of knowing where to place them. So to get you up to speed with what I'm about to show you, let me walk you through the rows that we worked to this point. So right here was the cast on of 23 stitches, and then we have worked rows 1 through 5 right here, which are just the knits and purl basic alternating. And then for the next section, which is rows 6 through 11, we have alternated slip knits and yarn overs and knit ones for this lacy section. Then we've jumped back to, for rows 12 through 15, we repeated rows 8 through 11. And then again, 16 through 19, we did rows 2 through 5 for this stockinette, similar to stockinette, knit and purl combination section. And now we are at row 20 for this next eyelet section, just to get you up to speed there. All right, so now on row 20, we're gonna start with purl 1 like usual. And now we're gonna start with 3 knit 2 stitches together. So there's 1 knit 2 together, 2 knit 2 together, and our 3rd knit 2 together. Like so. Now for the rest of the row, we are going to knit 1 yarn over 3 times, knit 1 yarn over, knit 1 yarn over, and end with a knit 1 and purl 1. So really what we're doing in this last section is placing the decreased stitches, which are knit 2 togethers, instead of SSKs, and so that is how we get our work to bow from the right to the left. It's all about the placement of those decreases and yarn overs. So for this last section of stitches, the wrong side, just like before, is worked knit 1, purl 10, knit 1. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then end that on the knit 1 before turning to the other side. And now row 22, much like the second row I demonstrated from the first section of this, we'll start with our purl 1, and we'll do 3 knit 2 togethers, just like last time. And now for row 22, we're going to yarn over knit 1 3 times instead of the opposite. So yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, and finish that row with a knit purl. So just like that first section, once again, even though all of the yarn overs are happening on the left side of our row, we're alternating their placement for this beautiful, nature-inspired, undulating Japanese feather stitch. So the Japanese feather stitch is a great introduction to trying out Japanese knitting patterns. I think what I like the most about this stitch is that the way that they've placed the yarn overs is really different than you see in a lot of Western knitting patterns, and I can't wait to try this out in a project soon. If you've got suggestions for projects that this stitch would be great for, go ahead and let us know in the comments, and if you have any questions, let us know there too. And don't forget to tune in again soon for more knitting video tutorials.